Why are farmers across America furious with John Deere, the very company they once trusted? Well, it all comes down to control. John Deere has locked farmers out of repairing their own tractors, forcing them to rely on costly, time-consuming, and restrictive service from the company's authorized technicians. A simple fix that used to take minutes in a barn now takes days and costs thousands. But why is this? And could this be the beginning of John Deere's downfall? Stick around, because this fight is just getting started. For nearly 2 centuries, John Deere was a name farmers could trust. The company's story began in 1837, when John Deere, a blacksmith, designed a self-scouring steel plow that revolutionized farming. At a time when farmers struggled with sticky Midwestern soil clogging up traditional iron plows, Deere's invention cut through it with ease. This single innovation helped expand American agriculture, allowing farmers to cultivate more land, grow more crops, and feed a rapidly growing nation. As the decades passed, John Deere continued to build a reputation for reliability and innovation. By the early 20th century, the company had expanded into tractors, giving farmers access to powerful, durable machines that made farming easier and more efficient. The company thrived through the 20th century, constantly pushing the boundaries of agricultural technology. From powerful diesel tractors in the 1960s to GPS-guided precision farming in the early 2000s, John Deere was always ahead of the curve. The company marketed itself as being on the farmer's side, reinforcing the image that it wasn't just selling machines, it was helping farmers succeed. But something changed. The values that had made John Deere a household name, trust, independence, and reliability, began to be overshadowed by corporate profits. And by the 2010s, farmers started noticing troubling changes. Tractors were no longer just mechanical workhorses. They were becoming software-driven machines loaded with proprietary technology. On the surface, this looked like another step in John Deere's long history of innovation. In reality, it was the beginning of a much bigger problem. Many farmers felt betrayed. Many had spent their entire lives relying on John Deere equipment, only to realize that the company had quietly shifted from empowering them to controlling them. Instead of a trusted partner, John Deere had become a gatekeeper, dictating who could fix what, when, and for how much. But this betrayal didn't go unnoticed. Farmers didn't just sit back and accept their new reality. They started fighting back, taking their frustrations to lawmakers, organizing protests, and rallying behind the right to repair movement. What was once a partnership built on trust had become a battle for control. So let's have a look at the right to repair movement. Today, many of Deere's machines are loaded with proprietary software that prevents even the simplest repairs without company authorization. A tractor isn't just a tractor anymore, it's a computer on wheels, and John Deere holds the keys. At the core of the issue is the company's embedded software, which controls everything from engine diagnostics to hydraulic functions. Modern Deere tractors require an access code just to diagnose problems, let alone fix them. That access is tightly controlled by John Deere and its network of authorized dealerships, making it nearly impossible for farmers to perform repairs themselves. Even if they replace a faulty sensor or swap out a broken part, the tractor won't recognize the repair until John Deere's software approves it. It's like changing the battery in your phone, only to be told it won't work unless you take it to an Apple store for verification. This forced reliance on John Deere's repair system isn't just frustrating, it's expensive. A repair that should cost a few $100s can balloon into thousands after factoring in service fees, software unlocks, and technician travel costs. Many farmers have reported waiting days, even weeks, for an authorized repair technician to arrive, all while their crops sit in the field, vulnerable to weather, pests, and decay. A single breakdown during harvest season can mean losing tens of thousands of dollars, simply because John Deere has decided farmers shouldn't be allowed to fix their own machines. John Deere insists that its restrictions are about protecting intellectual property and ensuring safety. The company argues that letting farmers access the software could lead to hacking, improper repairs, or even environmental risks if emissions controls are tampered with. But farmers see these arguments for what they really are: corporate excuses to maintain a monopoly on repairs. They're not asking for the ability to rewrite software or modify emission settings. They just want the right to fix what they own. The backlash has grown into a full-scale movement. Farmers have joined forces with consumer rights advocates and lawmakers to push for right-to-repair laws that would force John Deere and other manufacturers to give customers access to the tools and software needed for repairs. In 2022, Colorado became the first state to pass such a law specifically for agricultural equipment, and other states are now considering similar legislation. The fight isn't just about farming anymore. It's about consumer rights, corporate accountability, and the growing power struggle between big business and the consumers. And as the repair costs soar and downtime stretch longer, the impact is going far beyond the farm. So, let's explore how John Deere's policies are reshaping agriculture and the broader economy. John Deere's grip on the repair industry isn't just an inconvenience. It's pushing small farmers to the brink of collapse. Unlike massive industrial farms that can afford costly downtime, small and mid-sized farmers operate on razor-thin margins. A single unexpected expense, like a software-locked tractor repair, can be the difference between staying afloat and going under. The cost of equipment has already skyrocketed in recent years, with a new John Deere combine harvester now costing upwards of $800,000. If farmers can't afford to repair their existing machines, their only options are to take on crushing debt for new equipment or risk financial ruin. Many farmers simply can't keep up. Family-owned farms, once the backbone of American agriculture, are disappearing at an alarming rate. In the last decade alone, the U.S. has lost nearly 200,000 farms, with small and mid-sized operations hit the hardest. While consolidation in the industry has been happening for years, John Deere's restrictive repair policies are accelerating the process. When independent farmers are forced to pay thousands for minor repairs and endure long delays during critical planting or harvesting periods, they're at an even greater disadvantage against corporate-owned megafarms that can absorb the extra costs. But it's not just farmers who are paying the price. Consumers are feeling it too. When farms struggle, food production takes a hit, and that directly impacts prices at the grocery store. The delays and added costs caused by John Deere's repair restrictions ripple through the supply chain, leading to shortages and higher prices. A 2024 report found that equipment-related downtime had contributed to a 12% increase in grain prices over the previous 2 years. When a tractor sits idle in a field because it's waiting for a repair technician, it's not just one farmer who suffers, it's the entire system. These rising costs get passed down to consumers in ways they may not even realize. The price of beef, dairy, and other essential goods is directly linked to farming efficiency. If a dairy farmer can't get his milking machine running because of a software issue, that means lower milk production, which leads to increased dairy prices. If a grain farmer misses their harvesting windows due to a delayed repair, it affects everything from bread to animal feed, driving up costs across the board. Farmers aren't just losing their profits, they're losing their way of life. And as they fight to regain control, another shift is happening in the industry. Frustrated with John Deere's tactics, farmers are looking for alternatives. Could this be the moment when Deere finally loses its grip? For decades, John Deere was the undisputed leader in agricultural machinery. Farmers stuck with the brand not just because of its quality, but because there weren't many other options that could compete at the same level. But as frustration with Deere's repair restrictions has grown, Something else has started happening. Farmers are looking elsewhere. Competitors who were once seen as secondary choices are now gaining ground, and they're doing it by offering exactly what Deere refuses to: more control, more flexibility, and more freedom. One of the biggest winners in this shift has been Kubota. The Japanese company, best known for its compact tractors, has seen a surge in popularity among small and mid-sized farmers. Unlike John Deere, Kubota has been more open to third-party repairs, offering more accessible diagnostics and making parts easier to obtain. Then there's AGCO, the parent company of well-known brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and Challenger. Unlike John Deere, AGCO has taken a more open approach to repairs, offering diagnostic tools that allow farmers and independent mechanics to service their own equipment. The company has also invested heavily in precision agriculture and smart farming technology, competing directly with John Deere's high-tech offerings, but without the restrictive repair policies. Farmers who once swore by Deere are now switching to AGCO's machines, not just for their performance, but because they come with fewer headaches when it comes to repairs. Meanwhile, CNH Industrial, which owns Case IH and New Holland, is positioning itself as another serious alternative. Like AGCO, CNH has started offering more transparency and repair flexibility, recognizing that locking farmers out of their own machines is bad business. CNH has also invested in partnerships with independent repair networks, ensuring that farmers aren't forced into a single dealership network for service. As Deere continues to push back against right-to-repair laws, CNH is doing the opposite, giving farmers the tools they need to keep their equipment running without interference. But the real game changer might not be traditional manufacturers at all. It could be open-source farming technology. A growing number of independent developers and engineers are working on tractor software that bypasses corporate restrictions altogether. Farmers and mechanics are hacking their own equipment, creating bootleg diagnostic tools, and even designing tractors with fully open-source software. If this trend continues, John Deere's software monopoly could collapse entirely. The market is shifting, and John Deere is no longer the only serious player in town. Farmers aren't just looking for a better machine, they're looking for a company that respects their independence. And with new technology and new competitors rising, Deere's grip on the industry is weaker than ever. So, what do you think about John Deere's battle with farmers? Do you think they'll change their ways, or will farmers continue to fight back? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.